Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to cover a question that if you are beginning as a Squarespace freelancer, this might be on your mind. So I got this comment this morning and I wanted to answer it right away. The question goes like this. I would like to design websites with Squarespace as a freelancer, but I don't get how you can ask so much money for a website built with SS. It seems like everybody could simply drag and drop or use a template, and that's why I think people will see me as a scammer that takes advantage of the fact that people don't know how easy it is to make a website. Can you explain how you think about this? Now, there are two questions here that are really being asked, and I think this is a great question. If you're just starting out, it's a great question. The first question is, what does it take to sell a Squarespace site? And what are you actually selling? That's like really the vein of the first question. The second question is, what if they find out at the end that it's easy? Now, we're gonna work together to bring this to life. So let's begin with the first question. Truly, this question comes from a good place and they mean well, but we gotta really consider that there are a lot of people who fall into other categories than maybe you fall into. You may have a lot of experience with digital and are very savvy when it comes to new software tools. There are people who are not. There are also people who have just enough money to be able to pay someone else to do it. And there are people who, when they touch a computer, the whole thing breaks. At least they feel like that. So they want to hire someone to help them bring it to life. Same thing as a gym with a trainer, a home with an interior designer. You could do it yourself. You could go to the gym and work out and get buff on your own, but a trainer will help you and they have expertise that just you're not going to get over one website. You're going to need to build 100 websites to understand the expertise that they have, or 1,000 websites to understand the expertise they have. So in the beginning, it may feel like that, but over time, truly, they are paying you for your expertise. At the end of the day, simplicity is not a mark of easy. Simplicity is a mark of sophistication. So while you go through this process, don't get lost in you just drag this here and drop it there. At the end of the day, that's how they'll maintain the website. But understanding the structure of the site, understanding the importance of a footer, understanding the importance of setting up your site properly, understanding how to use a mobile navigation. The amount of sites I've seen that their mobile navigation sucks. It's crazy. Understanding how to create your website and make it beautiful. Understanding how to delete demo pages, understanding how Squarespace even works. If you want to change the font, where you do that, or if you want to change the color, where you do that, or if you want to change a certain setting or a marketing tool, where you do that. All those things take time, energy, and expertise that you bring to the table. So for the first question, yeah, when you look at the templates on Squarespace's website, they make it look really easy. But then when it comes to you filling it in with your content, just try it. It's complex. It takes a lot of thinking. And so a lot of people will hire others to help them do that. And other people, there are, I think 3, maybe 5 categories, but I'll talk about 3 categories. There are people who just need the help. They need the expertise. Then there's people who just really do not like computers and they want the help. They don't like software. They don't like new tools. They don't like logging in, all of that. And then there's the type of person who has just more than enough money to be able to pay for it, or their business has enough money to pay for it, and they're busy doing other things, and they'd rather hire someone to do it right than them try to do it wrong for 3, 6, 9 months. And there's also that case. Somebody's been working on it for 3 months, they haven't gotten the progress, they haven't gotten to where they want to be, and so they decide to hire someone to get them there. It is a bit narrow to think that something that is easy for you may be easy for everyone. At the end of the day, yes, Squarespace is a drag and drop template. It's made for DIYers. But I needed an interior designer to design my home. I know I needed a bed and a desk, a dining table and a couch, but at the end of the day, an interior designer made it beautiful. Now, let's get to the second question. The second question is really important. Feeling like a scammer. This is what they call imposter syndrome. But imposter syndrome is something that will honestly, I don't think it'll ever leave you. You're gonna feel like a scammer possibly from the beginning to the end. You could be creating $20,000 projects and still feel a sense of imposter syndrome. Because think of it this way. Every day you build a new website, you build a new product, you develop sites further, you do custom code, you get better and better and better. Well, as you get better, that means things that used to be hard become easy. And once they become easy, well, you'll be able to charge more for it. And once you charge more for it, you're charging more for what's easy. So this whole thing about easy is not going to go away. You may do stuff that's difficult. That's part of the process, and that's how you grow. But there will be a certain point where somebody messages you for a site. I remember I did a website. It was probably the easiest website I had ever done for about 7K. And I realized, I was like, wow, that was an amazing process. But what I did for that client, and they absolutely loved it, they still brag about it today, is I gave them a treatment and a service and an experience like no other. I was able to really help them in every step of the process. It was an easy site, but we critiqued every part of the site to bring it to life exactly as they wanted, with little tiny details. And that is something that's special. You bring value wherever you go, and your expertise is what you bring to the table. An accountant doesn't start to charge less because it takes them 5 minutes to get the work done. They charge the same amount, if not more, over time. Same thing as a doctor. This is the example I like to use a lot. If you were to go into a doctor's office and do a surgery, and you had two options, one doctor has done the surgery 10,000 times, and the other doctor just got out of residency, and they've only done surgery through residency. You are their first operation outside of residency. Well, they're gonna have the skill set, they're gonna have the education, they're gonna be qualified, but I'd probably rather go to the doctor who has done the 10,000 surgeries, pay them more, and they will probably get it done in less time. This is a huge conversation piece. If you understand value and how value is traded, that's what you're working on, not easy or hard. So that is the hitter of this whole video. Don't focus on what's easy or hard. That is not how you build a life as a freelancer. You focus on what you can provide value in for clients. If you got value in this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. As you can see, I love making content as soon as I get a question. And at the same time, if you want more content just like this, consider subscribing. We publish new videos every single week, 3, maybe even 4 times a week. Our team is rushing, working our tails off to make sure you get content that is valuable for you. With that, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.